Start. I'll speak in English. मैं हिंदी में बोलेंगे तो सब भाग जाएंगे इधर से. I'll speak South Indian Hindi. Since childhood, I always used to get less marks in Hindi, and in 10th standard, I felt liberated. I can remove this Hindi subject in my life. But I never knew that I'll settle in Maharashtra, Mumbai, and I'll have to use Hindi more often. How many of you can't understand English? हाँ? Ask it in Hindi. English किसी को समझ में नहीं आता है. Okay, they're able to. Okay, fine. We'll start. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Ajnanatimmirandhasya Gnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupaha Kada Mahyam Dadati Swapadantikam. Vandeham Shri Guroh Shri Yutapadakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitamscha. He Krishna Karuna Sindho Deenabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Haripriye Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Namaho Vishnupadaya Krishna Presthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Iti Namine. Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharini Nirvishesha Sunyavadi Paschatya Desatarini. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. I offer my humble obeisances to all the devotees in this Kanjur Marg congregation. I seek blessings from His Grace Yugavatar Prabhu, our dear senior, still so down to earth, in hearing from those who are much younger than him, probably not even half of his experience in Krishna consciousness. And I also offer my obeisances to Rasikacharya Prabhu and our Ras Gopal Prabhu, who have been coming here and nourishing all of you with Harikatha. So for the first time I am coming here. I remember during our VTA days in 2008, some Rathayatra program was there. At that time I came here. Garang Prabhu was giving Hindi class. I didn't understand at least 95% of it. At least now I can understand Hindi, although I can't speak Hindi much. But I understood that devotees are enjoying and relishing the class. every 10 minutes Prabhuji will crack some joke and then devotees will laugh. Radha Vallabh Prabhu used to be there. So now here we gathered together to celebrate the birthday of our dear Simha Krishna Prabhu's son, Jagat Bandhu, Jagabandhu. Simha Krishna Prabhu is our dear VTA batchmate. 2008 till 2009, we both were in VTA. He is my batchmate. We used to share very loving, sweet friendship with each other. Even when I was admitted in hospital also, I think in 2009 I got tuberculosis. I was in Bhaktivedanta hospitalized. I remember Simha Krishna Prabhu with so much love and affection took some permission from his office, came there with some fruits, spent a couple of hours with me. Practically every day he used to call me. Narayan, my name was Lakshmi Narayan at that time. Narayan, how is your health? Narayan, you need something. So his sweetness, his friendly and loving dealings, still I hold those cherished memories even till now. Although 16 years passed like 16 minutes for me. Yeah. So 16 years down the line again I'm here to see him. Of course I met him many times in GEV also, in Chopati also. But I am meeting his son, Junior Simha Krishna Prabhu. He is absorbed in his own play now. So definitely it's a great pleasure for a father, for a parent, mother or father, when the child takes birth and when the child grows nicely, especially when the child takes to Krishna consciousness. So every stage of child's birth, every stage of child's growth, child's birth and child's growth causes great jubilation for parents. And in fact, having children is not a burden for the parents at all in the Vedic society, right? So people used to relish, although they used to have 10, 20, 30 kids also, hundreds of children. Krishna had 10 sons through each one of his wife and one daughter. So 16,108 wives into 10 sons and 16,108 daughters. That is Krishna's children. Right? And when Krishna took birth as the son of Vasudeva and Devaki in the prison cell of Kamsa, somehow Vasudeva did not have the opportunity to celebrate his birthday with so many balloons and calling so much congregation and organize a talk and sing happy birthday to you. He didn't have that opportunity. Even his hands were unable to move. How can he send invitation and call anybody? So he was shackled. But still he celebrated. Within his mind, he was donating millions of cows to Brahmanas. Right? He's agreeing with what I'm saying. Hari Hari. So within his mind, Vasudeva celebrated the birthday of his son Krishna. But Nanda Maharaj, he celebrated the birthday of Krishna with great arrangements. So in the middle of the night, suddenly Yashoda Mata finds little baby Krishna sleeping next to her. Vasudeva brought and kept him there. So next day morning, there was Nandotsav. Nanda Maharaj called so many people, so many Vrajavasis, the Gopas and the Gopis dressed themselves in colorful clothes and they came to Nanda Maharaj's home and they were congratulating Yashoda Mata and Nanda Maharaj for becoming parents at little advanced age. They were little older at that time and they were celebrating by throwing milk and yogurt and ghee on each other, not some holy colors. They were throwing milk, ghee on each other. Can you just imagine? That was the opulence that Nanda Maharaj had. Whether it is Vasudeva or Nanda Maharaj, Vasudeva celebrated Krishna's birthday within his mind. No celebration, actually speaking, physically. And Nanda Maharaj celebrated physically with with grand arrangements. But both of them are fathers of Krishna and they both had loving affection for Krishna. So some people can celebrate by spending crores of rupees. Some people can celebrate just by offering a new dress to the child. That's all they can manage, they can afford. So whatever may be their financial status, whatever may be the extent of their ability or power to celebrate this birthday, it's love that matters. It's the heartfelt affection that the parents feel for the child that matters more than anything else. So in bhakti we read a lot of philosophy. In Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam and many other Vaishnava literatures, there is so much philosophy. We definitely read, study, relish and become more rational, more philosophical. But all our philosophical understanding is not meant to kill our emotions. All our rational, philosophical, logical understanding of the temporary nature of this material world is not meant to kill our emotions, sentiments and soft feelings for one's near and dear ones. Actually speaking, the aim of our bhakti practices is to develop emotion. According to Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu written by Srila Rupa Goswami, what's the aim of sadhana bhakti? Bhava, right? Sadhana results in bhava. We perform sadhana to develop that emotional bonding with Krishna. If we can't have that emotional bonding or attachment to children or mother, father, brother, sister, wife, husband, grandparents, friends, family members, how can we develop that affection for Krishna? Material emotions are definitely entangling, undoubtedly. But for devotees, there is an opportunity to convert their material relationships into spiritual relationships. Material affection or material emotions into spiritual emotions. Right? A typical householder who is practicing Krishna consciousness doesn't live life like a materialistic householder. Right? For a householder, wife, children, mother, father, brother, sister and other kinds of relatives and friends are all Vaishnavas. And whatever a householder does to all these family members is Vaishnava Seva, isn't it? Bhakti includes renunciation, but renunciation is not bhakti. Right? Renunciation facilitates bhakti, but renunciation itself is not bhakti. It's a myth to think that those who are in renounced order are better devotees than those who are in family life. We are neither grahasthas or brahmacharis or sannyasis or vanaprasthas. We are not brahmanas, kshatriyas, vaishyas, shudras. What did Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu say in the Ratha Yatra? Naham vipro na cha narapatir napi vaishyo na shudro naham varni na cha grahapatir no vanastho yatirvam kintu prodyan nikhila paramananda purnamrutabdher gopi bhartuh padakamalayor dasa dasanudasaha. Naham vipro, I am not a brahmana. Nacha narapatir, I am not a king, kshatriya. Napi vaishyo na shudro, I am not a vaishya, I am not a shudra. Which varna you belong to? I am not a brahmachari, vanaprastha, grahastha, sannyasi. Which ashram you belong to? I am beyond varnas and ashrams. Not only Mahaprabhu, all of us, by the way. For all practical dealings in this world, we may find ourselves in a particular ashram or particular varna, in a particular geographical location, in a particular country, with some nationality, with some gender in this world, but all of us are Gopi Bhartuh Padakabalayor Dasa Dasanudasaha. We are the servants of the servants of the servants of the servants of the master of the gopis of Vrindavan, that is Krishna. That's our original spiritual identity. All other identities are temporary, undoubtedly. However, These temporary relationships amongst the family will facilitate our spiritual relationship with Krishna, will facilitate our bonding with Krishna, if we see those relationships in proper perspective, right? Actually speaking, the sannyas life or brahmachari life is not natural for the soul. Don't be surprised. I am speaking Shastric version. You see, just to stay disconnected or stay a little away from material facilities and the possible material entanglements in this world, the sannyas ashram, brahmachari ashram are there. Renault's order of life is there. But in the spiritual world, in Goloka Vrindavan, tell me, who are the sannyasis moving around? Who are the brahmacharis? Right? Can you tell me the name? In Vaikuntha, so many Vishnudutas are there. Every Vishnuduta has a wife and a private airplane, and they can move anywhere in this private airplane. It's not Indigo airplanes where you just put a seat belt and then you have to cramp like this. Even if you have to come out of the seat, you have to ask permission from the next fellow, please. And immediately, hey, all the passengers are requested to sit down. There is turbulence in the airplane. Right? It's not like that. Vaikuntha airplanes are like freestyle. They move according to the will of the Vishnuduta. Vaimanika salalanas charitani shashvat gayanti yatra shamalakshapani bhartuhum antarjalenu vikasan madhumadhavinam gandhena khandita dhiyopyanilam kshipantah Vaimanika salalana. All these Vishnudutas are having their salalana, their wives, their beautiful wives. And they are traveling in their private airplanes. And what is their activity? Very nice ambience. A private airplane, their consort is right next to them. So all the paraphernalia and the ambience and the atmosphere could induce sense gratificatory desires in them. But what are they doing? Gayanti. They are singing the glories of Krishna. Absolutely no distraction at all. And even when the fragrance of Madhu Madhavi flowers that are blooming in the water reservoirs of Vaikuntha are entering their nostrils, they are not relishing that smell. Hey, this smell is distracting me from a glorification of Krishna. Gandhena khandita dhiyopyanilam kshipantah. So they condemn that fragrance. Of course, it is spiritual fragrance. They condemn that and they focus on the glorification of Krishna. Krishnatmanam na raja adadhurutsmadyadir. Krishnatmanam, they are completely absorbed in Krishna. Na raja adadhur means passionate desires for sense enjoyment will never enter their minds. So Vaikuntha is filled with so many family people. Vrindavan is filled with so many family people. Brahmacharis are not moving around there. They follow Brahmacharya. They are not Brahmachari. Exactly. Right? Brahmacharya means there is celibacy. Basically, there is no desire for sense gratification. There is no desire to enjoy the intimate union of the opposite gender, whether in males or females in Vaikuntha or Goloka. All that is there in the material world, not in the spiritual world. So, association with opposite gender is there. Intimate association with opposite gender is there. But that intimacy is not sense gratification. They are intimately coming together to glorify Krishna. Right? So, family life is natural. And the emotions for each other are natural. Loving relationships amongst the family members is natural. So, even in this material world, all these loving, affectionate relations we have with the parents or with children or with friends, etc., they will facilitate our spiritual bonding with Krishna. We can spiritualize them, right? Whatever a family member does for the other family members is simply Vaishnava Seva, right? So, Nanda Maharaj celebrated his birthday. He's a family man, Yashoda Mata. And all the Vrajavasis are living like one family with Krishna in the center. A family that keeps Krishna in the center is filled with Vaishnavas, and whatever any family member in that family does to any other family member is simply Vaishnava Seva. And that is Vaishnava Sangha. By default, there is Vaishnava Sangha in a family that is practicing Krishna consciousness. Right? So, now, what should a family do? What should the family members do while coming together? Serve Krishna. Like Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, as a sannyasi, he was living in Jagannath Puri. Right? Then, every monsoon, so many devotees, hundreds of devotees from Bengal area come to Orissa, come to Jagannath Puri to participate in Ratha Yatra along with Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And also Gundicha Marjan and celebrate all the monsoon festivals. So they participate in Ratha Yatra, they participate in Gundicha Marjan, they participate in many other events during the monsoon, and the time for their departure comes after 4 months. Monsoon is ended. So all these devotees request Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Mahaprabhu, we'll be able to see you only after 8 months. Can you please give us some instructions, some guidance, some insights into how we can live our lives in our families more effectively? It's not a sannyas mela, it's not a brahmachari mela there. All these family men, Advaitacharya, Srivas Thakur, Shivananda Sen, devotees from Kulinagram, Khanda, all these villages, all these people come to have some association, Sangatya of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, right? And they request Lord Chaitanya, can you please instruct us? You know what Lord Chaitanya said? Ghare raha karasada Krishna Sankirtan. Stay at home and do Krishna Sankirtan. Krishna Nama, Krishna Seva, Krishna Aradhan. You do Krishna Sankirtan, you do Krishna Puja, worship of Krishna, you do Krishna Seva, you do Krishna Aradhan. That's all you need to do, nothing else. It's at home, keep Krishna in the center. Chant the holy names of Krishna. Do Puja of Krishna, worship of Krishna, Krishna Aradhan, Krishna Seva, serve Krishna together. And that's how you can go back to Godhead. Right? So, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's instructions are very clear. So, Griheta ko, Vaneta ko, Sada Hari Bole Thaka. So, while living closely with family members, there is some emotional bonding, there is an experience of emotions, there is expression of emotions. Now, when the father or mother are celebrating the birthday of a child, they are expressing their emotions for the child, their loving emotion for the child. Child may not understand. A small child, 1-year-old boy, he's 1 year old, right? 1-year-old boy or 2-year-old kid may not understand today is my birthday. All these balloons are tied for my pleasure. He's in his own world. Right? All these Vaishnavas came here discussing Krishna Katha. I am the center of this occasion. I brought all of them together. He doesn't even understand all this. Right? So parents are expressing their loving emotion for the child. And when the parents grow old and the child is maintaining the parents, sometimes parents don't understand where are they going, what are they doing. They have become very old. Now the child has to guide them. Come, mother, come and sit here. Father, come and sit here. Have you seen some middle-aged sons or daughters taking care of their very elderly parents who are in maybe 70s, 80s, probably 90s. Okay, come and sit here. So now this is loving exchange. Parents are taking care of the children and grown-up children are taking care of their elderly parents. This is love and affection. This is an expression of gratitude, right? So this is an expression of gratitude and all these finer feelings amongst the devotees. The relationship may begin with a physical relation or with a blood relation, with a bodily relation, right? But that can be spiritualized by bringing Krishna in the center. Let me go to first canto of Srimad Bhagavatam and remember Kunti Mata's prayers. Kunti Maharani prayed to Krishna. So many beautiful prayers. Namaste, Purusham, Tvadyam, Ishwaram, Prakriti, Param. All these prayers were there. Excellent prayers. So in the prayers, after glorifying Krishna in various ways, Kunti Maharani says, Krishna, are you leaving Hastinapur now? Are you going back to Dwaraka? What will happen to my sons My sons, Pandavas, are dependent on you. If you leave them, what will happen to them? You guided them throughout this Hastinapur, this Kurukshetra war. Whenever they are stuck, you are there to guide them. But now you are leaving. Now that they got this throne of Hastinapur, you are leaving them. Krishna said, of course, Bhima is very powerful, Arjuna is very powerful, Yudhishthira is very dharmic. They will be able to protect themselves. I am there just to assist them in battle. My driving job is over. So once the driver finishes his job, he has to go back to his home, right? So I am going back to my home. I am going to Dwarka. But Kunti Maharani says, my dear Krishna, my sons are like bodily senses and you are like the soul. Without the soul, will the body function? When the soul is not there, hand will not move like this. Head will not move like this. Legs cannot move. Similarly, my Pandavas, my sons, the Pandavas cannot move, cannot function without you. You are the soul. But later Kunti Maharani thought, I am praying for my sons, my children, for their welfare. What about my parents? Vrishnis, I am praying for Pandus, Pandava's sons, Hastinapur devotees. But what about Dwaraka devotees? All the Vrishnis, my parental family is there. Kunti Maharani is coming from Vrishni dynasty. All the Vrishnis are there in Dwaraka. And if Kunti Maharani holds Krishna back in Hastinapur, the Dwarkavasis will be deprived of the association of Krishna. What will happen to my parents? She was thinking like this. She was thinking with great emotions and feelings. She was thinking about her husband's family and about her parents' family. Later she thought, I am in bodily conception. I am thinking too much about my blood relations. I am thinking too much about my husband's family and parents' family. I am not supposed to think like that. I am supposed to think only about Krishna, nobody else. In this mood, she offered two prayers. You repeat after me. She said, Atha Vishvesha Vishvatman.
Atha Vishvesha Vishvatman.
Atha Vishvesha Vishvatman.
Atha Vishvesha Vishvatman.
Vishvamurte Swakeshube.
Vishvamurteshu Keshame.
Sneha Pashamimam Chindi.
Sneha Pashamimam Chindi.
Dridham Pandushu Vrishnishu.
Dridham Pandushu Vrishnishu.
Atha Vishvesha Vishvatman. O Lord of the universe, O soul of the universe, I have one request. What is that request? Vishwamurte Swakeshume Sneha Pashamimam Chindi. Sneha means affection, loving affection. Pasha means bondage. The sneha that I have for my family members is a bondage. The love, the affection that I have, the feelings and emotions that I have for my family members, whether it is husband family or parents family, that affection is a bondage. It is tying me completely. Even ordinary ropes, when they tie, you can easily release yourself from the ropes. But when an emotional tie, emotional bond, emotional rope comes and binds you, it's very difficult to release. You're constantly thinking about the lover, although the lover is 10 kilometers away. So physical ropes are not so powerful. Iron chains are not so powerful. The emotional bonds are so powerful. She says, Sneha Pasha Mimam Chindi. Whenever there is a emotional interaction between two people, that interaction will create a knot. Right? You take a rope and put a knot there. Then another emotional interaction, another knot. One more emotional interaction, one more knot. Hundreds and thousands of such emotional exchanges, hundreds and thousands of such knots. And Kunti Maharani says, all these knots cannot be untied. Sometimes in your Brahman thread becomes little entangled, right, when you are about to wear it, right? So it's very difficult to untie. Better take a new one and then put. Pujari is getting delayed for the service, so let me just take a new one and put. So when your shoelaces are entangled so much, to untangle these entangled laces, it's very difficult, right? Similarly, the emotional knots are even more difficult to untangle. Then, what is the way to release oneself? Cut it. Matter closed. You can't untangle so much, just cut it. That's what Kunti Maharani is saying. Sneha pashamimam chindi. All these emotional, affectionate relations that I have towards my family members are like tight knots. They're binding me with emotions. Just cut these emotions. I can't handle this anymore. I want to be Krishna conscious. Sneha pashamimam chindi dridham pandushu vrishnishu. Towards the Pandavas and towards the Vrishnis, I have dridha sneha pasha chindi. Cut it. What does it mean? To become Krishna conscious, to come closer to Krishna, we should not have any affectionate relations towards parents or children. That's what she's saying. And the next shloka is what? You repeat after me. In the next shloka, Mother Kunti is saying, Tvayi me ananya vishaya
त्वयि मे अनन्य विषया
mater madhupati sakrit
मतेर् मधुपते असकृत्
ratim udvahata dadham
रतिमुद्गुलकादत्ता
Gangyevogham udanvati
गङ्गे वौगं गन्वति
Tvayi me ananya vishaya matir madhupati sakrit. Oh Krishna, let my mind flow towards you constantly. Ananya vishaya. Let my mind not get diverted or distracted by anything which is disconnected from you. Just let my mind flow towards you. How? She gives an example also. Just like Ganga flows towards the ocean, on the way she may have so many obstacles, on the way she may encounter so many problems or obstacles like hills or trees or rivers or mountains or forests. She will cross all those obstacles and reach the ocean. Similarly, let my mind also flow towards you, my dear Krishna. That is her prayer. Please cut these emotional ties and bonds that I have towards Pandus and Vrishnis, and let me focus only on my relationship with you. Why is Kunti praying like this? Did she really mean what she prayed? Of course, pure devotees will mean. So, loving, affectionate dealings or affectionate bonds with family members or children, she is saying, cut my relationship with Pandavas, cut my relationship with Vrishnis, so that I can focus on my relationship with you. If you read purports of Acharyas, Prabhupada and Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, her words are, you will be able to understand her words in a more mature manner. Kunti Maharani had two types of relations with her family members. One is the skin relation, second is the soul relation. Skin relation means this bodily relation. She is connected to the Pandavas like a mother. Let's say temporary relationship. How long can a mother be the mother of a child? In one lifetime only. Next life, this mother can take birth as the child of the son also. Who knows? Or they may get separated also. They may take birth in different planets at different universes. They may not take birth, they may go back to Godhead also. Who knows? But Kunti Maharani had this relationship with the Pandavas as a mother, but she also had a relationship with the Pandavas in a different style. What is that? She is a devotee and they are devotees. They have a spiritual relation. Kunti Maharani is saying that, oh Krishna, please cut the material aspect of my relationship with the Pandavas and Vrishnis and please preserve the spiritual aspect of our relationships. In other words, let me love them not because they are my family members, but let me love them because they are your devotees. Love will continue, affection will continue, emotional bonding will continue. But the reason behind this love and affection and emotional bonds will be spiritual, not material anymore. Let me love them not because they are my blood relatives, they are my sons or they are my parents. Let me love them because they are your devotees. That is what spiritualizing relationships means. Therefore, let us not give up our loving, affectionate relationships with any of us, any friends or family members. Let us just convert them spiritual. Let us make them spiritual. Let us just love them because they are Krishna's devotees. A family member thinks that Krishna has given me this default Vaishnava Sangha. In my family there are 5-6 people or 10 people. So these 10 Vaishnavas are my Vaishnava Sangha, my immediate Vaishnava Sangha. With them I can chant, I can worship, I can go to temple, I can attend preaching programs, I can make garlands, I can make prasadam, I can make bhoga and offer to Krishna, I can eat prasadam. So there is Vaishnava Sangha. And whatever I do for them is Vaishnava Seva. So that's the perspective of a devotee. Devotee doesn't want to cut relationships with anybody. So they can celebrate birthdays, they can congratulate them when they become successful in something. They love each other, they care for each other, they serve each other, they extend helping hands with each other. That's what Rupa Goswami said. Dadati pratigrhanati guhyamakhyati pritchati bhumte bhojayate chaiva shadvidham priti lakshanam. Rupa Goswami, one of the prominent acharyas, is encouraging us to cultivate these loving relationships with each other. How? By giving gifts and by receiving gifts. By feeding prasadam and taking prasadam from them. And by sharing your hearts with them and hearing with an empathetic ear when they share their hearts. This is how you can increase your loving relationships with each other. Right? Nothing wrong in it. Right? We are there together to help each other in coming closer to Krishna. I think I need this. Not that my hand is becoming tired, but I want to use both hands to demonstrate something. Okay. You have to hold it for a minute at least.
Why?
So, all of us are trying to come closer to Krishna, right? If we try to come closer to Krishna on our own, our journey towards the Goloka will be like this, right? So two devotees are there, for example. One devotee is going towards Krishna like this by doing sadhana bhakti, Sravanam, Kirtanam, Smaranam, Pavasevanam. Another devotee is also doing Sravanam, Kirtanam, Smaranam, Pavasevanam and then going towards Krishna like this, right? But our movement should not be like this. Now let's talk about materialistic people. They ignore God and they start loving each other on a material plane. You go to colleges, right? You go to some other places where there's a lot of attraction between men and women and they love each other. So their movement is like this. This man loves this man, this woman or whatever. So they start loving each other, they are attracted to each other. So there is relationship between them. They ignore God. And a devotee goes like this and materialistic people go like this. Right? But which movement is correct? Apparently this movement is correct. But there is a better way of this upward movement. So you should not only focus on cultivating your relationship with Krishna or your journey towards Krishna, you should also focus on coming close to each other with Krishna in the center. Then your movement will not be like this or like this, it will be like this. You are coming closer to each other while going closer to Krishna. That's what she's saying. So we should definitely develop love and affection for Krishna. At the same time, we should develop love and affection for devotees also. In fact, our love and affection for Krishna is incomplete without loving his devotees. And for a Vaishnava who is living in a family, the primary devotees whom he or she has to love is the family members. Because Krishna kept these devotees in their care. And mother has to take care of the child and child has to take care of the parents. So, taking care of the family becomes a part of their bhakti. For example, Arjuna is doing Kshatriya dharma of killing, fighting in this war. When Arjuna is doing this, his Kshatriya dharma, don't think that it is only Kshatriya dharma. It is Bhagavata dharma. It is Bhakti dharma. Arjuna's killing is his bhakti. How can killing be bhakti? It is bhakti. Why did Krishna appear on this planet? Tell me. 3 reasons. Anyone knows? Why did Krishna appear on this planet?
To annihilate the miscreants.
Shloka. I want Sanskrit. Paritranaya sadhunam vinashaya cha dushkritam dharma samsthapanarthaya
Sambhavami yuge yuge.
Paritranaya sadhunam, to protect the righteous people. Vinashaya cha dushkritam, to annihilate the miscreants. Dharma samsthapanarthaya, to establish dharma. So, Sambhavami Yugya. Krishna appeared for these three purposes. Now, Krishna personally accomplished these three purposes by killing Potana, Aghasur, Bakasur, Shakatasur, Vyomasur, Vatsasur, and after coming to Mathura, killing Chanura, Mushtika, Shala, Toshala, Kota, Kamsa, and also Jarasanda's 23 Akshavatins of armies 17 times. So Krishna did so many things. Krishna tried to accomplish these three purposes personally. But that same Krishna also expects his devotees to do these three things. And he will assist them. It is Arjuna's duty to do Paritrayana Sadhana. It is Pandava's duty to do Vinayashaya Dushkritam. Even Pandavas also are meant to do Dharma Samsthapana, not only Krishna. So, by participating in Kurukshetra war, Arjuna is assisting Krishna in doing Dharma Samsthapana. That means Arjuna's participation in Kurukshetra war is bhakti, isn't it? Killing is bhakti. Right? Even killing is bhakti. For example, a devotee goes and GV, you see, 15 years their construction is happening and it will happen for some more time. How much time, God knows. It happens. Many devotees are involved in construction. Although they are involved with bricks and cement and vendors, laborers, civil engineers, architects, etc. That is bhakti, isn't it? Some devotees are into landscaping, taking care of this plants and all. I think His Holiness Radhan Swami has told one of our devotees, Madhav Gaur Prabhu, who is into landscaping. He said, when the plants are green, your bhakti will be green. When you grow the plants nicely, when you take care of the plants nicely, your bhakti will flourish. What does it mean? When the plants are not green, something else will happen. So, even taking care of plants is bhakti. Taking care of construction is bhakti, right? Taking care of children is bhakti. Keeping them happy is bhakti. Provided the parents see the children as Vaishnavas. Parents raise the children in a Krishna conscious way. So then it is bhakti. All of it, this will become bhakti. So one can advance in bhakti in any circumstance. Right? It's not that anybody is deprived of an opportunity to serve Krishna or perform bhakti. Anyone under any circumstances can perform bhakti in their own way, to their own capacity, according to their own capacity. So now Kunti Maharani is praying like this, and she wanted Krishna to preserve her relationship with all the Pandavas and Vrishnis because they are devotees of Krishna, not because they are her family members. Thus, if we manage to spiritualize our relationships, then there is no material entanglement in our emotions that we have towards our friends and family members. We can just spiritualize the emotions, spiritualize the interactions. And this is what we see in the universal history. In the universal history, how many sannyasis are there? How many brahmacharis are there? They are very, very limited. They are a minority. In this hall, how many saffrons are there? 3. That's all I can see. But majority of Vaishnavas in the universal history are family members who are treating their family members as Vaishnavas and doing Vaishnava Seva and serving Vishnu along with these Vaishnavas. Right? So that is a traditional and conventional way of advancing in bhakti, and there are some little portion of the society who may exclusively focus on spreading Krishna consciousness, preaching and all. For them, entire world is their family. Right? So, a sannyasi is meant to see, a renunciant is meant to see every soul as a part and parcel of Krishna and consider everyone as a family member, a spiritual sibling. Right? And this is supposed to be the mindset of every single devotee for that matter, but specifically sannyasis. Right? So Prabhupada is going everywhere. Once one disciple asked Prabhupada, Prabhupada, are you missing your son, missing your children? Prabhupada, become slightly emotional and ask, are you not my son? Are you not my daughters? Prabhupada is seeing all of them as his own family members, right? And they are considering Prabhupada as their spiritual father, spiritual master and spiritual father, right? So there is this family emotion, family bonding is there amongst Vaishnavas. And whenever we have that friendly emotional bonding with each other on a spiritual plane with Krishna in the center, Krishna is happy. Varam Ranidham Bhadrammo Yuyam Me Nrapanandana Sauhardena Prathak Dharma Tushto Ham Sauhridenava Tushto Ham Sauhridenava. I become very, very happy and satisfied with the friendly, loving relationships amongst devotees. When devotees love each other, care for each other, are concerned with each other, then Krishna becomes very happy. But when devotees become impersonal with each other in the name of renunciation or detachment, Krishna is not happy. Right? Krishna will become happy when we care for each other, love for each other, and when we are personal with each other on a spiritual plane. Ignoring Krishna, any emotional relationship will only be entanglement. And ignoring this relationship with devotees, we are trying to reach Krishna only, that is also illusion. Bhaktya sanjataya bhaktya. Without devotees, where is the possibility of going towards Krishna? It's not just between you and Krishna only. It's between us and Krishna. Not me and Krishna, it's us and Krishna. Therefore, we need to value devotees. We need to love and care for devotees. We need to value relationships with devotees, friendships with devotees that will keep us inspired in bhakti. That's why even after having the darshan of the Lord personally, many devotees are praying for this benediction. What is that benediction? I want the association of devotees. After Pracheta saw the Lord, what did the Pracheta say? Yavat temaya yasprishta bhramama iha karma bhi tavat bhavat prasanganam sangasyanno bhave bhave. Krishna, thank you very much for giving us your darshan. We want a benediction from you. What do you want? Tavat bhavat prasanganam sangasyanno bhave bhave. I want the association of your devotees. Clear? You want one more example? Dhruva Maharaj. Dhruva Maharaj says in the 4th canto of Bhagavatam, Bhaktim muhu pravahatam tvayimi prasango bhuyadananta mahatam amalashayanam yenanja solvada buru vyasanam bhavadhim nishye bhavat gunakatham mritapana mattaha. All I need is the association of your devotees and an opportunity to hear Krishna Katha in that association. I don't want anything else. He is also praying for association only. Association of devotees and an opportunity to hear Krishna Katha, discuss Krishna Katha in that association is the most enlivening, enlightening, nourishing, satisfying, worthwhile combination that we can aspire for, that many devotees have aspired for. So let's come together, discuss Harikatha with each other, and that will help us transcend the tribulations of this material world. Being in the association of devotees means rowing in the boat of bhakti at the shelter of Krishna's lotus feet. Shri Narayana Pundarika Nayana Shri Rama Sita Pate Govindachyuta Nanda Nandana Mukunda Nanda Damodara Vishnu Raghava Vasudeva Hare Devendra Chodamane Samsararnava Karnadharaka Hare Sri Krishna Tubhyam Namah. Samsararnava Karnadharaka Hare. Krishna is the Karnadharaka, means the captain of the ship. The ship is sailing across this material ocean and Krishna is personally the captain. Right? And in that ship there are so many devotees. Right? So alone it's not worth traveling in a big ship. We need devotees. Prabhupada went alone in the ship. He brought so many people in the ship back right? From the west. So Krishna is the captain who will take us across this material ocean, and who will accompany us? The devotees of Krishna will accompany us. Bhaktya sanjataya bhaktya. So bhakti is born in the company of devotees. Bhakti is best relished in the company of devotees. Bhagavatam is best relished in the company of devotees. Therefore, Krishna describes the symptoms of devotees in the 10th chapter of Bhagavad Gita. Macchitta madgata prana bodhayantah parasparam kathayantascha mam nityam tushyanti charamanti cha. Macchitta madgata prana, devotees dedicate themselves completely with me, and bodhayantah parasparam, they enlighten each other, they teach each other, they discuss with each other Krishna Katha. Parasparanu kathanam pavanam bhagavadyashah mithoratihi mitha tushter nivrittir mitha atmanah. Paraspara anukathanam. Devotees come together and discuss about Krishna. Parasparam is mutually. Pavanam bhagavadyashah. That mutual discussions about Krishna in the association of devotees will make us pavanam, will completely purify us. Right? And this is what is happening in Vrindavan. All the gopas and the gopis are coming together and discussing about Krishna. That is their subject matter. In Vrindavan, if you go, even a casual private conversation between two gopis or gopas is Krishna Katha. Even gossip in Vrindavan is Krishna Katha. Gossip is called Gramya Katha. Grama means village. The Gramya Katha in Vraja Bhumi is Krishna Katha. It's a Grama. They are doing Katha, that is Krishna Katha. Right? And these people are not ignoring their family members. They are taking care of their crying babies. Taking care of a crying baby is Krishna consciousness. You want proof? I'll tell you one shloka. In the 10th canto of Bhagavatam, all the Mathura ladies are appreciating the Vraja gopis. They say that these gopis are the most fortunate and blessed devotees in the entire creation. Yado hane vahanane mathano palepa prinkankhanar bharudito ksanamarjanado gayanti chaina manurakta dhiyo shrukanthyo dhanya vrajastriya urukrama chittayanaha. Yado hane, while milking the cows. Vahanane, while cleaning the grains. Mathana, while churning buttermilk. Upalepa, while smearing their floors and walls with cow dung. Prinkankhana, while swinging on swings, playing. Arbharudita, while taking care of crying babies. Ukshana, while sprinkling their courtyards mixed with water mixed with cow dung. Marjanada, while cleaning the floors of Vrindavan. They are doing simple household duties, but while doing these simple household duties, you know what they are doing? Gayanti chaina anurakta dhiyo shrukanthyo. Anurakta dhiya, with their voices faltering in love for Krishna, they are singing the glories of Krishna. Gayanti chaina anurakta dhiyo shrukanthyo dhanya vrajastriya urukrama chittayanah. Their chitta is hovering on the thoughts of Lord Urukrama, Lord Krishna. Right? So, we need to understand that nobody is deprived of an opportunity to serve Krishna, whatever may be their background. In whatever position one may be, one can serve Krishna, one can come closer to Krishna. So all we need to do is prioritizing our spiritual relationships, prioritizing our spiritual life, having relationships with each other, family relations is not wrong, celebrating birthdays is not wrong, conducting marriage ceremonies is not wrong, earning money is not wrong, living in palatial buildings is not wrong, having big degrees and certificates and high position in this world is not wrong. If only all these things are done for Krishna. If it is not done for Krishna, it becomes a source of entanglement. If it is done for Krishna, it becomes a source of nourishment. It's a great spiritual opportunity. Just let's bring Krishna in the center of our interactions, in the center of our lives. Life will become perfect. Right? So, in fact, Krishna Katha is the beauty of this world. Krishna Katha is the real living force in this world. Yasyakhilameva habissu mangalaihi Yasya Akhila Amiva Havis Sumangalaihi means this entire creation will become Sumangalahi, very auspicious by Krishna Katha. Vacho Vimishra Gunakarma Janmabhi. Vacha means words, Vimishra means mixed with. The words that are mixed with are words that are describing Krishna's Nama, Rupa, Guna, Leela are the real life of this universe. Vacho Vimishra Gunakarma Janmabhi. Prananti Shumbhanti Punanti Vai Jagat. Prananti means Krishna Katha will induce prana, will animate this universe. Shumbhanti, Krishna Katha will beautify this universe. Punanti, Krishna Katha will purify this universe. Vai Jagat. Prananti Shumbhanti Punanti Vai Jagat. Yastadvirakta Shavashobhanamata. But those words, those discussions that are devoid of descriptions of Krishna's Nama, Rupa, Guna, Leela are like Shava Shobhana, decorations on a dead body. So let us try to increase the element of Krishna Katha in our conversations. Let us not restrict Krishna Katha only to this mic. Off mic also. You have to discuss Krishna. This is fine, this should go on. But after class, how much are you discussing about Krishna? Before class, how much are we discussing about Krishna? If there is no class, will you read about Krishna? Will you study Harikatha, Srimad Bhagavatam? Whether there is class or not, you have to study. In my childhood, my mother used to say, "Why are you not studying today?" And I would reply very promptly, "I don't have exam tomorrow." Then she would say, "Whether you have exam tomorrow or not, you should study every day's portion on the day itself. Then you will not feel that burden just before the exam." I never heard it. But when coming to Krishna consciousness, I took it seriously. Whether we have class or not, we have to study. Exams are not happening, right? Those who are doing Bhakti Shastri, Bhakti Vaibhav, they have some exams. Otherwise, where is exam? Who is taking our exam in Bhakti on a daily basis? But we have to study Bhagavatam for our own nourishment. Without feeding the body will become weak. Body needs food. If you don't feed food to the body will become weak. But what is food for the soul? Krishna Katha is food for soul. Without feeding the soul will become weak. Just like without putting charging to this battery, phone will not function. But for the phone to function, you put battery, and as soon as battery is down, immediately you put charging, right? Similarly, when our spiritual batteries are going down, we have to put charging. Every day we put charging. Sometimes we put 2 times charging in a day. Sometimes we take that power bank with us. Yeah? Power bank with us, and 2 boxes are there in the pocket. Power bank also, this also. Sometimes some people carry 2 power banks. Or 1 power bank and 2 phones, right? So much of importance to keep our phones charged. Phone batteries charged. Let's try to charge our spiritual batteries also. If you don't hear Krishna Katha for 2 days or 3 days, 4 days, क्या फर्क पड़ता है? फर्क पड़ता है? We'll become more attracted to Maya. That is the difference. Right? If we regularly nourish ourselves with Hari Katha, Hari Seva, Hari Puja, Hari Naam, then our spiritual batteries are charged. Then we will be able to protect ourselves from this Maya. Hearing Krishna Katha is like wearing a mask and sanitizer and an apron while going out when the atmosphere is infected with COVID virus. But we are without any mask, without any sanitizer, without any apron. We are confidently going into a completely contaminated area. What will we get? We will get only virus only. Right? Similarly, without charging our spiritual batteries, if we enter this Maya, this material world filled with hundreds of distractions and deviations, consciousness will get contaminated. We'll become degraded, we'll become distracted, we'll become deviated. It all begins with a distraction, later deviation. You know what is distraction? You're sitting in the class, you are not focusing on the class, you are looking here and there. That is called distraction. You know what is deviation? You will not come for the class only. You will not sit in the class only, that is deviation. Right? So if you don't control our distractions, the distractions will become deviations. So to protect ourselves from these distractions and deviations, we should regularly hear Harikatha. So with this, let's conclude the birthday party of our Jagabandhu. Granthara Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai.